Wondery Plus subscribers can listen to episodes of Cold Tapes early and ad-free right now. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
The rules that govern the vampire are well known. He does not die, but clings to life forever. Having lost his own life, he must steal the life of others. If a place is a home, he may only enter after he's been invited in. And though the vampire may look like a man, all traces of intelligence vanish upon death, leaving behind nothing but a beast. There are no vampires that can think like a man.
None. Except for one. Dracula, The Dance Macabre, a 4-part fiction podcast event from Gabriele Urbina, the creator of Wolf 359, bringing Bram Stoker's timeless horror classic to audio, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Tyler, founder of Cozy Earth. When you're thinking about the perfect gift, what better way to show your loved ones that you care than by giving them something that helps them feel better, sleep better, and add superior luxury to their everyday life? If you sleep in our sheets for 100 nights and don't absolutely love your experience, we'll refund your money. No questions asked. This year, give the gift of Cozy Earth. Once they try it, they'll never go back.
Use code Spotify at CozyEarth.com and save up to 40%. That's CozyEarth.com/Spotify.
Meaningless stuff. Why do we gift so much meaningless stuff? Tired of generic gifts and hollow trends? Shutterfly allows you to create meaningful photo gifts for your family and friends. Whether it's a cozy fleece blanket for grandma, a stunning canvas print for mom, or a mug to make dad smile. Enjoy 40% off with code MAKE40 at Shutterfly.com and make something meaningful this year. See site for more details.
This is the sound of your ride home with Dad after he caught you vaping. Awkward, isn't it? Most vapes contain seriously addictive levels of nicotine and disappointment. Know the real cost of vapes. Brought to you by the FDA.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Morning.
Yes, sorry. 3 different time zones here. Thanks for all joining at the correct time. Let's just get settled and then we'll start. Actually, can I just have a quick sound check from everyone? Sienna?
Yep. Yeah, I'm here.
Mr. Maloney in Adelaide?
Here.
Great. Thank you. Okay, so we'll kick off. Introducing myself, I'm DCI Tessa McAllister. DS Balsara is alongside me in the interview room in London.
Hello, DS Naveen Balsara here.
Sienna, you'll be aware that I've conducted interviews with everyone, including yourself, to give me an insight into the base's workings and help build a map of the events of the night that Andrew Fairfield died. So, since completing these interviews, DS Balsara and I have been going through them and we've identified a number of inconsistencies. So due to these inconsistencies, there is a need to re-interview you and not just you, a number of others on the base. So I can also disclose to you now that I am treating the death of Dr. Andrew Fairfield as a murder, and therefore this interview will be conducted under caution to ensure you're fully aware of your rights. So before DS Balsara goes on to explain the caution to you, you need to know that you're not under arrest, and you can end this call at any time, okay? And I understand that when you were informed that this interview would take place, you've taken legal advice, and thus you have Mr. Maloney on the call with us now. Can you confirm, please, that you've consulted with him prior to this interview and you're happy for us to continue?
Yes, I have and am, that's correct.
Jeff Maloney here, representing my client, Sienna Cooper. I'd like to make it clear that I've not been informed of the inconsistencies that the DCI has mentioned before this interview. And as such, I have been unable to fully advise my client in relation to these circumstances.
Understood. Mr. Maloney, can I ask you to just check your volume levels there, please?
Yes, sorry. Just adjusting the microphone.
Great, thanks. Okay, Sienna, it's your right to pause this interview if you'd like to speak with your lawyer, Mr. Maloney, privately at any point. Is that all understood so far?
I guess, yes.
Great.
Yep.
Okay, I'm passing over to DS Balsara now.
Hello, Sienna. So the police caution is that you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defense if you do not mention, when questioned, something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. This is the caution we use in England, which has been agreed as the legal jurisdiction to be followed during this investigation. The caution means that you do not have to say anything to any question that I ask you, but you need to know that should you decide to remain silent, and then, if you're charged and this matter goes to trial, you then give an account which you did not give in this interview, then the court can make an inference from your silence. They can then ask why you didn't say that during the interview. Handing back over to DCI McAllister.
Now, look, that may all sound super official, Sienna, but these rights are here to protect you, to ensure you're aware of exactly what's going on. Now, I need to ask you about these inconsistencies we've identified in people's accounts. Look, I'm keeping an open mind here about whether they're innocent mistakes or whether someone's tried to make false claims. And whilst I've got matters I need to cover, this is a two-way conversation, and I want you to know you can bring up anything you think is relevant at any point, okay? So don't be afraid to do that. You understand?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Great.
Can you please confirm your name for the recording?
Sienna Cooper.
Is anyone else present with you at this time, Sienna?
No, it's just me. I can get hold of Johan, though, if comms go down.
And you have your lawyer representing you?
Yes. Jeff Maloney.
Can we just confirm we still have Jeff on the call?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, that's better, thank you. For the recording, the time is 2:03 on the 27th of June, 2023.
Okay, Sienna, I want to go back over the events of the 21st of June, the night Andrew Fairfield was murdered. Could you please state again your movements that night?
Sure. It was the midwinter party. We all had dinner in the canteen. Everyone except Mark, who was locked in his room. Things were getting fraught after dinner. Felipe kickstarted an argument with Drew about the secret recordings he was doing. And then Jack decided to stick his nose in Maria and Drew's relationship. From what I can tell, he told her something was going on between me and Drew, stirring things up. I was trying to ignore this and have a good time, but honestly, the atmosphere was awful. It crashed. So me and Mateo, we'd been having a bit of flirt all night, so we went back to his room. We had sex. I was pretty drunk. I want to say, though, it was consensual. Sorry, my lawyer asked me that, and I don't want Mateo to get in trouble.
No, understood. Can you go on, please?
And then, and then I fell asleep. Next time I woke up, Johan was knocking on the door. Mateo got dressed and left. I fell back to sleep. My head was banging. I definitely remember that. The next time I woke up, Drew had been brought back to base, and everyone sobered up very quickly. And that's it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you remind me what time you and Mateo left the canteen to go to his room?
I think it was like 9 or 9:30.
I need you to be specific if you can, please, Sienna. Which
okay,
was
well,
it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just trying to match up everyone's timelines. Like, you know, as I said, at the moment there are a number of discrepancies, and this is a murder case, and so there's a big difference between 9 and 9:30.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but I didn't check the time. I was pretty focused on having fucking sex with Mateo, and I was drunk. Look, no one was expecting to have to remember every detail.
Okay. Were you aware of Drew leaving the canteen at any point in the evening?
Yeah, he kind of stormed out. I think he was pissed. And by pissed, I mean angry, like pissed off. So yeah, he left.
And do you think he was pissed off about the argument with Maria? Was he pissed off about what Felipe
honestly, there was so
or...
much going on. I wasn't really paying that much attention to his emotional state.
But you were aware of him leaving?
Yes.
Even though you've just said you were trying to ignore what was going on?
Well, I was trying to ignore it, and then he crossed my eye line leaving the room. So.
And did you make eye contact?
No. Not that I recall, no.
What was the length of time between Drew leaving and you and Mateo leaving the canteen?
There was a gap. I don't know how long it was, but Mateo and I were chatting for a bit after that before we made a move to his room.
Mm-hmm. Did you go straight to Mateo's room?
Yeah.
Together?
Yeah.
You didn't go anywhere else on the way, no?
Nope. We just headed to his room.
Mm-hmm. You see, Sienna, when we spoke to Matteo, he said you left 10 minutes before him and then you met an agreed place. Can you explain why you might have said that?
Sienna, you don't...
Shit, yeah. Jeff, I remember that. I went ahead a bit and we met by the notice board on the way to his room, and I don't know how long. He said 10 minutes, maybe. Maybe that's right. I was drunk, fuck. Sorry, I'd kind of forgotten that bit. Didn't seem important. But it wasn't long. And we just, after that, we went to his room, like I said.
Okay. Could it have been longer than 10 minutes that you were apart?
No. I'd say 10 minutes max, probably less, but it is a bit hazy. It was, it was just part of the fun of it. It was like sneaking off ahead, and I didn't want everyone clocking it, so I told him to hang back a bit. Maybe ask Matteo again. He would have been the one checking the time. I just hung about around the board for a bit.
Did anyone see you there at the board waiting?
No one went by.
Right, okay. Look, this may feel a wee bit private, but could you just take me through the timeline of what happened once you were with Matteo in his room?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah, I'm just saying it'd be helpful to me if you could just take me through the timeline of what happened.
In his room?
Matteo, when you were in his room? Yeah, if that doesn't feel too private.
Excuse me, this is Jeff Maloney. I just want to say to my client, Sienna, you can decline to comment. This feels unnecessarily prying.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
I'm just aiming to get an exact timeline here, Mr. Maloney.
Honestly, it's fine. There's not a lot to say. We got to the room, we kissed, not for very long. We fooled around for a bit, had sex. It was all right, and then we both fell asleep.
Did you fall asleep straight afterwards?
I did, yeah. That's the alcohol for you, I think.
Can I ask, did either of you leave the room at any point after that?
Not until Johan came to get Matteo. We were asleep till then.
Were you fast asleep?
I was.
So, how can you be sure Matteo was asleep as well?
I could feel him next to me, I guess.
Well, even though you were out for the count?
Well, I was aware of him sleeping next to me. I've been sleeping on my own for quite a long time, so I was aware of the heat of his body next to me, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, look, I'm having trouble marrying up you being out for the count, Sienna, and you also being aware that Matteo was asleep next to you. Is it at all possible that you were so fast asleep Matteo could have left the room?
I don't know.
Sorry, can I just stop things there? This Matteo character's alibi isn't my client's responsibility.
I'm just trying to establish what state your client was in, Mr. Maloney. I'm trying to establish what state you're in, Sienna, because I need to know whether I can actually rely on you.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I was asleep. Ask Matteo. When Johan knocked on the door, I was naked under the covers, and so was Matteo. If either of us had gotten up, to go to the bathroom or whatever, we'd have to put on some clothes because we don't have private bathrooms on base. We'd have to walk down the corridor butt naked otherwise. You get me?
Yeah, understood.
Right.
Okay, Sienna. Were you aware that Matteo had the code for the key for Mark's room?
I hadn't. No, I haven't really thought about that. I mean, I guess it would make sense that he would.
Did you ever ask him for that code? Did he ever tell you it?
No. Why the fuck would I want to go anywhere near Mark? He'd already had a go at me once.
So
if
you've
I
never
went there, he'd
gone...
probably start shit again.
Yeah, so you've never gone near Mark, you've never gone to his room after he was locked in?
No way, no.
Okay. Before the party, Sienna, on the 21st of June, did you go outside at all?
Or what, like ever? How do you mean?
No, I mean on that day. Did you go outside on that day, on the 21st?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I always take a moment to go outside every day, get some fresh air, as long as the weather conditions aren't too bad, especially if I'm not doing field work and I'm running tests in the lab all day. You can get cabin fever, so I get out on those days, yes.
And what about the 21st? The weather was okay, right? So did you?
Yeah, I was doing lab-based work that day, and I went for a walk before lunch, 15 minutes or maybe more, to work up an appetite for lunch.
Can you tell me, did you wear your own coat?
What?
Did you wear your Keone assigned coat when you went outside on the 21st?
To go out? Yeah, I guess. What? Yes, of course.
I'm just asking, do you ever wear anyone else's coat?
No, everyone has their own coat.
Have you ever borrowed anyone else's coat?
No. Well, I mean, not knowingly.
Mm-hmm. Can you think of any circumstance where you might have lent your coat to someone else?
What? I don't... No, I mean, why are you so obsessed with my coat? Hypothetically, if someone's coat hasn't dried out from being outside, then maybe for the locker room, it's pretty warm and dry for that reason. So.
Okay, so you've never lent your coat to anyone, huh?
No.
A large amount of blood was found in your coat, Sienna.
What?
Yeah, the blood was Dr. Fairfield's.
What? What the? No. Okay. No, I don't understand.
I'm going to step in here. This is new information.
Sorry, Jeff, sorry. You say that there was Drew's blood on my coat?
A substantial amount, Sienna.
I'd like a word with my client.
Hang on. Oh, how do you know that it was my coat?
Sienna, the coats are labelled and they have individual trackers in them.
Then someone must have taken it.
You just said people don't borrow each other's coats.
I'd like to stop the interview and speak to my client privately, please.
Is that okay with you, Sienna?
Yes, that's fine.
Interview stopped. The time is 2:12 GMT on the 27th of June 2023.
From your fryer to the table, it's a quick trip for crispy fries. But how about a crosstown delivery? McCain SureCrisp fries are designed to go from fryer to container to carrier to passenger seat across town during rush hour down a shortcut that wasn't all that short to a doorstep before they hit the table. And that first bite, the crispiness speaks for itself. To the last bite, McCain SureCrisp fries. Go the distance. See how far our fries can take your business at surecrisp.com/delivery.
This is a continuation of the interview with Sienna Cooper, present, DCI McAllister, myself, DS Naveen Balsara, and Miss Cooper's representative, Jeff Maloney, also present. The time is 2:45 GMT on the 27th of June 2023.
Okay, Sienna, I need to remind you that you are still under caution. Do you understand?
Yep.
And you've had sufficient time to consult with your lawyer in order to feel you need to proceed?
I have, yes.
Before we continue, my client would like to say a few words.
Sure, go ahead.
I've got no idea why there'd be blood on my coat. No idea why Drew's blood would be there. But we were all given the same coats by Keone, which most of us wore. They could have easily been mixed up if someone wasn't paying attention, okay?
Mm-hmm. It was found hanging in your locker.
They're open lockers. Anyone could pick up a coat if they wanted to and put it back. I don't know what else to say. This is so frustrating.
My client has no further comment on that.
Sienna, I'm just trying to understand how there could be blood there. When did you last wear your coat?
We've been on lockdown, so not since before Drew died.
Sienna, I advise you to say no comment to any further questions about the blood or the coat.
Okay, no comment. No comment.
Look, I'd like to move on to something else now anyway, so... following on from our last interview, Sienna, you handed over your phone to help with the investigation, and thank you for doing that. We had a chance to go through the data on it, and we came across a number of messages between you and Andrew Fairfield. Now, these messages indicate that something more than just a normal friendship was going on between you two. Can you elaborate on that, please?
We weren't in a relationship.
Detective Chief Inspector, I think we're going to need to stop and see the messages that you're referring to in order to answer any further questions on this, I'm afraid.
No, I know what she's talking about. We shared some flirty messages. That's what I told you.
Flirty messages?
I told you we had chemistry. I told you that in our last...
Sienna, the messages get quite sexual.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? That's the way we flirted with each other. This is a pretty hothouse environment. Things ramp up pretty quickly. We went from light flirting to, I don't know, maybe what some people might think of as a bit more intense, but I think that's really actually about context and really hard to judge unless you're the two people involved.
Mm-hmm. It seems like things had gotten physical by the messages.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's just your judgment of how you take and hold yourself in a relationship.
This is not about me, Sienna. I'm just trying to make it
No,
clear.
I know it's not about you, and you seem to be making it more about your opinion.
Do you need a wee moment, Sienna?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
I'd like to take a moment with my client.
No, it's okay. We kissed, we fooled around, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, but that's not what you said on the 26th. Why didn't you tell me that when I asked you?
I don't know.
Sienna, the thing is, when we identify inconsistencies in what you say and what we find out, then that raises our suspicion. Can you understand that? So going forward, you need to be honest about everything we ask you. Is that clear?
Again, I'd like to stop and talk to my client.
Look, Drew's dead. Maria was in absolute pieces. Okay, and I may not be her biggest fan, but I didn't think that it was fair to drag up what was just a fumble and a bit of fun. And it was literally just a fumble in a storeroom. Christ, it was nothing.
Sienna, are you trying to tell me that you lied to protect Maria?
I think we should stop the interview.
1 second, Jeff. That's exactly why I asked to have a solicitor present. I knew I'd lied, and I'm sorry I did that. I didn't want to make it sound like Drew was a bit of a player, because he wasn't.
Right, so now you're protecting Drew.
Really quite decent. I don't know, okay? Oh, you're slightly twisting things, and it's making me hard to keep track of you're confusing me.
No, just to explain then, Sienna, these situations, and believe me, I've had a fair bit of experience in them, what I find is people tend to protect themselves instead of other people.
I'm telling you the truth now, and it was just a harmless kiss a couple of times. We gelled, and, we just had some fun together.
And did Maria know?
I don't know. She definitely suspected something. She could see our connection, everyone could see it. It was really bloody obvious, so no, but I don't think she knew that we had crossed a line in that way. I don't think anyone did, so.
Were you jealous of Maria?
No.
Were you jealous that Drew hadn't dumped Maria for you?
No, not at all.
Had he promised her?
No. And I wouldn't have wanted him to. Mm-hmm. That would have been really super fucking awkward. I hadn't put all my eggs in one basket with Drew. That's not what I do. That's not where I'm at. I slept with Mateo that night, you get me? Like, I'm not in a place to be tied down to one person. I'm not Maria. I'm a completely different person to her. Maria was unbelievably jealous and, like, territorial. She dug her nails and stuck them into Drew, and it pushed him away from her, and he got claustrophobic. You should look more at Maria. If anything, she got steaming angry over me and Drew, and that's not me. That's not me at all. I was just having fun, and good times. Jesus, like, gotta kill some time out here somehow. I was just messing around.
Do you miss him, Sienna? Do you miss Drew?
Yeah.
What's going on there, Sienna?
Is
there something you want to tell me? Sienna, I know you must be under a ton of pressure. You can get it off your chest, I think you'll probably feel a bit better.
I do. I miss him. I miss him so much. I don't get tied down. I put barriers up, and especially in places like this, it's really hard to feel normal out here. And Drew and I, we had something really special. And I didn't see it coming. It took me by surprise. We had so much fun. Oh, that's such a shame. I don't know what would have happened between us if something hadn't happened to him.
Detectives, I'd like to speak to my client alone now.
Yeah.
If that's what Sienna wants.
I should do as he says, right? But not because I have anything to hide. I would never have hurt Drew under any circumstances, and I just want to find out who did this, who hurt him.
Yeah. Sienna, look, that's what we all want here.
Sienna, let's stop and talk now, okay?
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Listen, you've been really helpful. I know it's hard. If we have any follow-up questions for you, we'll arrange another call, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Naveen?
Okay, stopping the interview. Time is now 2:54 GMT on the 27th of June, 2023.